What's up, guys? Hey, Jerry Green here today. So today on our video, I want to share with you what I'd like to look at and call the rabbit hole of acquisitions. So let's talk about this, okay? This is something common that I see that is a big problem with a lot of people that are doing acquisitions in the real estate investing space. So let's talk first of all in regards to what it is, and then let's talk about how to correct that, okay? So first of all, what is this? What is this rabbit hole of, repairs, okay, that we get into? So what happens is typically you're in the position where you're doing a phone call with a seller, okay? And it could be you, it could be one of your team members, it doesn't really matter. So you get on a phone call with one of your one of your sellers, and you start talking to them a little bit, okay? And like I said, it could be you or one of your team members. And they get on the phone call, and the first thing that happens is you get on that phone call, you get little information, general information, and then all of a sudden you switch from just some general information, and then the seller grabs you, starts telling you about all these things that are going on with the property, and all of a sudden they pull you into this rabbit hole. So what happens is you're starting to spend just multiples of minutes here, just over and over again, going down this rabbit hole deeper and deeper and deeper to find out about this property. But the thing is, you're finding out about the condition of the property. You say, well, I got to know about that, right? And a lot of you do that. But here's the problem. You might spend 15, 20, 30 minutes. I've seen people spend 45 minutes to an hour on the phone. And the seller tells them all about what's going on with the property, condition of it, everything else. But guess what you don't know? You don't even know if they're motivated. You don't even know if it's a good candidate because you haven't followed a sales process. This is one of the biggest issues that I see with people that struggle in acquisitions, is they get caught up into this rabbit hole of repairs, and the seller takes them down it just like that. Or, if you think about it, you're really allowing this to happen. A lot of times what happens is you get on the phone with somebody and you ask them a few questions, and because you are not familiar enough with your sales process, because you don't look at it regularly, because you don't take the extra time to study it, because you're not an A player, and you're not willing to put the extra time in to read, to study, and become better and better, you get sucked up into the rabbit hole. And guys, this is fact, okay? It's just proven fact. In fact, if you really if you really focus on this, guys, this is the difference from somebody that makes $40,000 a year to $250,000. Because people that make $250,000, they don't make excuses. They turn around and they actually put the effort in to learn the process, learn the system, and they come better and better and better and better and better at it. But people that don't, okay, it's easy to get caught up into this trap that I call, like I say, this rehab rabbit hole trap that you get into. So you get on the call, and then a lot of times it's you guys, because you don't know the sales process, and then what you do, you get nervous and you ask a couple questions about the property in regards to location, bedrooms and stuff, and then you go right into say, well, what's the property need? Boom. You just opened it up for this big rabbit hole and continue to go down that. And then they go on and start telling you everything that's going on. The thing is, guys, that is your job to control that conversation. Okay, think about that. That is your job. You can get a quick idea about the property, but you don't have to spend that time on it because you don't even know if it's worth spending the time on. So we understand now what the rabbit hole is. Now, how do we fix that? Well, the way we fix that, guys, is it goes back to following a sales process. And what we realize is when we first enter into the phone call with the seller, that communication with them, what we have to do is direct that conversation. So what you might do is say, well, you know what? Tell me a little bit about the layout of the property. Now notice I said just a quick layout of the property. So I'm telling Mr. and Mrs. Seller, just tell me how it flows, basically the layout, the bedrooms and stuff like that. You don't have to tell me all the details of things. I just want to see how the flow is. All that is give you a better visual of things right in the beginning of the call. And also what it does, it allows you also to break the ice and create some more rapport. The thing is you can do that in 30 seconds. You don't have to spend 20 minutes on that. So it's a quick boom. And then as soon as you say, okay, that's great, that's all I need to know on things, let's talk a little bit more about what's going on. And now we're getting into the motivation, we're going to the core of things. See guys, if you do this right, and you follow what I'm sharing with you right now, you'll be able to determine in that 5 to 7 minutes if this is a potential deal, and you can take it to the next, really part 2 of the sales process. Or do you need to go ahead and exit off the phone politely and basically thank them and, obviously leave the door open so you can always potentially work with them later. That's what I want you to try to get across to you guys today. So watch that rabbit hole, because if you get sucked down that rabbit hole, the final thing I want to say on this, what it will do, it will discourage you and it will destroy you as a really acquisitions person. And if it's your own business, okay, you're going to be in the position where you're going to have a hard time making money in it. And if you have people working for you, what's going to happen, they're going to struggle as salespeople and they're not going to last because they're not focusing on what should be done. They're focusing on letting the seller control the conversation instead of you controlling the conversation. I hope this helps, guys. It is a big deal and it'll change your game. And if you get caught up into it, it will put you out of business. Talk to you later.